Good afternoon, folks. We are looking at another one from that Voodoo Ranger Tropical IPA pack. This is Danger Beach. Sorry, Archer Danger Zone shirt on. Danger Zone. I love that show. It was so good. Then it got really sucky because it does, but the last season wasn't bad. So let's do the crack. Let's do the pour. Let's get a temperature and see what we got going on. This might be a little chunky. She was in the freezer. Well, at least she's not Lizzo chunky, or whoever these days. Yes, Lizzo is doing better. She's eating better. She goes to the gym. She works out. She's losing weight without taking the needle. As you can see, the glass is cold. But to be fair, that is a rich, cloudy gold. That is a really, really nice head, though. It looks like it's going to hold together well. We might get some lacing out of that. So, it is another brutally hot day here, and I'm hoping that as we get towards the end of the month, which we're not anywhere near, things will start cooling down. Surprisingly, we had a really, really weak monsoon season for the last few years, too. I like the rain, man. I live in the desert. So we're looking at 7.1 for the ABV, 28 are the IBUs. They neglected to give us any other information. No hops, no malts, no yeast, but we're going to assume it's ale yeast. Oh, she's going down, friends. 32.9, so let's call that 33, right above the freezing point. Which means she's going to be cold, but we're going to get a really, really nice long look. And again, 112, 114 today. Ain't going to take long to warm up. Trust me. We're starting to see some lacing up there. All right, biding time. Let's get that sniffer in there, see what she's going to show us. This is that rich tropical fruit nose. This cold. That rich tropical fruit nose. You get that pineapple, you get the melon, you get the stone fruits and the guava and the mango and all the stuff we like to see in there. Hold on a second. Is the camera off kilter? There, I think that looks a little better. All right, let's slip of the tongue when it's this hot out. A beer this cold isn't hurting my feelings. Trust me. Salud. That is cold. Even at this temperature. This cold. All we got was the roof of the mouth. There was no tongue involvement. But it's very fruity. Like almost like juicy fruit gum. You old enough to remember juicy fruit? If you're that old, then obviously you remember the Doublemint twins too. Dirty. At this temperature, there's not really a speed reading because it's cold. Nothing's really interacting. Nothing's really going on. But tasty. So, scusi. Started at 33. We're at more or less the same temperature. So we're going to pause and let her warm up. We're going to go up to 40. And see what we got from there. 39, 40. Somewhere in there. We'll be right back. All right, my friends, we are back. We are looking at 39.40. So now that she's starting to warm up, maybe she'll open up, she'll show us something new. But I got to tell you, when she was cold, she was showing us some teeth. So let's see what we got going on. Biding time. Let's get that sniffer in there. That tropical fruity nose has actually died down a little. I was expecting more lacing, but man, we're not getting much. So let's give her the swirl. So yeah, that really rich, fruity, juicy nose has dropped off a little. Okay, that's good. We'll see. A little on the odd side, but that don't mean we won't slip of the tongue, so salud. So the mouthfill's expanded a little bit when not just soft palate, with soft palate, intradentals, back of the throat. Tongue involvement is about front third. We're not getting leakage out into the buccals or the sublinguals. She's not chalking out my teeth, so she might still be a little bit cold. The flavor profile has actually died down, and we're looking at 28 for the IBUs. So I don't expect this to bitter up much at all. Now the teeth are chalking. Yeah, she's still tasty. The flavor was richer when she was colder, but we shall see. So she's already on the climb. We are at 45. There's 6 more. 45. So, do it all over again. The nose is starting to punch back a little now. So, the pineapple has dropped out. We're getting more stone, more guava, peach. Okay. Know what we got to do. Lace and fans, there you go. Looks like we're not going to get much more than some Elvish writing and whatever that thing is. Happens. Salud. Juicier, sweeter, soft palate, intras, sublingual, tongue's dropping off to just the tip. It's still dirty. I mean, she's filthy, which is fine because it's delicious. Back of the throat's dropped out. Fuck was that? Sounded like fireworks, but somebody would have had to shot a rocket in the air. What do you carry everywhere? Live in America. So, yeah. The juicy sweetness is there. She's filthy. She's picking up speed. She's medium fast to fast now. All in all, good beer. Currently, I have her at 50. So, What say we? Shall we give her another second? There you go, 51. Like I said, it's hot out here. I looked at the thermometer and it just hit itself in shame because it's so hot. So the nose has opened up again and she's gotten really sweet, and I'm kind of pulling cherry, which is odd. But it's there. Cherry. Not black cherry, sweet cherry. Smoother and silkier. Buccals, intra, extra, soft palate, no tongue involvement, no sublinguals. Starting to bitter up on the back of the throat, but at 28, how bitter can she be? Filthy and dirty, and she's moved down into like medium. I like this beer. When we were at 50, 51 before, we're already at 56. I don't know what we're getting out of that. It's kind of an odd look, though. Remember, I'm looking at it backwards. I'm showing you front. I'm looking at it from the other end. That is weird. Alright, it's only going to take a second for this to pop. I pretty much guarantee at this point. $55.8, $56.3. That's going to be us, my friends. 56. Again, there's that really, really sweet fruity nose with cherry notes. There were a lot of beers we drank over the winter that I thought would have benefited from a cherry note that didn't have them. Although well, she has bittered up to her full 28 at this point. We are still looking at soft palate, intra, extra, buccal. There's a bit of a bite on the back of the throat now. Oh no, this is a really, really solid beer. How close are we to 60? Oh, we're almost there. We're at 59. Yeah, I think we call it here. So, would I buy this beer again? Sure. Drink this beer again? Would bat an eye. Try it on tap? What won't we tap, my friends? Handed this to me out of the cooler. I'd say thank you very much. Probably use a friend. No, I don't want it to get lonely. Is it good for the style? It depends how you like the style. Now, for me, I don't like piney. I do really like juicies and hazies more. If you temper the pine out, yeah, we're looking at good. With just a tropical IPA, she's doing fine. This beer is really, really tasty. She's got an interesting flavor profile. We see some nice shift going through all the temperature ranges. The mouthfeel changes, tongue involvement changes. Even the bite in the back of the throat also comes in and out. Then there's that odd cherry note in there, which get off my leg, ant. We have fire ants here, so you know. Then there's that cherry note that pops up in there. Really good. Really nice. And again, there were a lot of beers I saw this winter that I would have loved to seen a cherry note in. that didn't exist. I thought it would have improved them, but hey, I'm not the brewmeister, right? 5. What else do you give this beer? She's solid everywhere. There's nothing to knock on this beer. Just another great job by New Belgium, who doesn't pay me to do any of these. No one does. We're looking at 62 degrees. 62. Shall we? Pineapple and citrus notes are now back. It's a really wild beer. Even at 62, she's passable. I would not drink this beer at 62 degrees. And when we shoot this short, it'll be 70 already. And that's just a sin against God, my friends. That is just wrong. So, thanks for coming by. Put some eyeballs on. You know you, my people. Love you. Big 3. Happy, healthy, safe, honorable, dutiful, vigilant, gray man, head of swivel, hot and handy. Hot and handy comes with its own laundry list of responsibilities that you are responsible for being responsible for. That being said, yeah, we're not going to expound on the back end of this because it is mercilessly hot out. Are you familiar with the phrase mop the brow? Yeah, hot out. So one of the things they don't tell you when you shave your head is you don't have hair anymore, and the sweat just runs. Yeah, so much fun. I was gonna smack the kid this weekend because he didn't tell me about that. That's it. I will catch you on the next one, my friends. Till then, as always, Skal. All right, well into the mid-60s. The flavor profile has just dropped off completely until you wait about 3 seconds, and then you get a pineapple kind of guava punch on the back end. It's a freaky beer, but it's really freakily well brewed. So, what can I tell you? Till next time, my friends. Adios.